Welcome to another video from Property Photography. My name's Mark. Today I thought we'd take a look at the speed lights that I use when I'm shooting property, and one of my most recent acquisitions is the new SB5000 from Nikon. So we'll unbox this one and take a look, see what we've got, and maybe on another video we'll show you how I actually use it. Right, so what's in the box for the SB5000 speed light? Let's take a look. Okay, first thing out is the manual, and as usual it's in lots of different languages, so that's fine. Next we have, what's this? We have a small soft pouch for the accessories. And here we have the speed light pouch. Got a Nikon SB5000 logo on the front. It's got the belt strap on the back. It is missing, compared to the SB900 and the 910, it's missing the bit off the bottom where you put the diffusers. Okay, let's have a look inside here. Okay, so here is the SB5000. Looks very familiar. The switches on the back look a little different, but other than that, and it looks a little bit smaller than the 900. I own a 900. I don't know how that compares with the 910, but this also feels a little lighter. Let's just take that thing off the back. So we've got the diffuser. Clicks nicely into position, and as with the 900, we have the little pull out which will then take it down to 14mm zoom. Okay, so we can, I would probably use that because I'm nearly always using a 14 to 24mm lens when I'm shooting property, so that could come in quite useful. And also, a little bit awkward to get that out, we've got the little bounce card as well, so you can point that up at the ceiling and the light's coming out from there. A lot of it's going to hit the ceiling, but some of the light's going to hit this and throw forward, so you get a different type of lighting. Okay, again, this on the top, by pressing in that button just there, you can tilt and swivel, so it goes all the way around to the back. I don't tend to use on-camera flash anyway, so I'm not sure how useful that will be to me. We've got the little eye on there for the CLS system, Nikon's lighting system. There's also an extra light there. Now this is for the radio control, because this is the new radio controlled flash from Nikon. It takes 4 AA batteries, and the switch on the back, the on-off switch, is different to the 900. I don't know if you remember, but on that you had to push it in and then turn it. This one's just a simple turn. So first turn goes on to remote, and second turn goes on to ordinary on, so that would be in master mode, and straight away the indicator comes on there for the test light, and that fires straight off. We'll look at those bits on the back a little bit later. Okay, so that's the gun with the diffuser, and we also have the filters. Now, unlike the 900, there are only 2, but these are also hard plastic instead of the gel type. and these will just clip on, and it has the little sensors in there, so they can be auto detected, which then changes the speed light slightly to allow for the light being transferred through the filter, and that just pops into place there. That's nice and easy, and the little detectors are underneath there. That's the window that detects that, so it knows. This one's full fluorescence, so it should know that it's changing full fluorescence, and then the orange one, incandescent light. So if you're shooting properties or you're shooting indoors of any type, then you can pop the relevant filter on, shoot, and set the camera for auto white balance, and everything could be balanced. Whereas if you didn't put the filter on, you would start to introduce colour cast into the area that isn't lit. So the flash gun would auto, or the camera would auto white balance for the flash on your subject, but anything behind which is lit by fluorescence or by incandescent light, then it would have a colour cast on it. So that briefly is just the unboxing of the SB5000. So next, what we'll do is take a quick look at the buttons on the back. So here we're showing the rear of the SB5000. Now we can see here that we have the lock which attaches the foot. That just slides on, then you just switch that over and that locks it into position. Really good, I quite like that. It's been on the SB Nikons now for quite a while. We can see here we have the test button. It's now gone into sleep mode. Just hold that down for a second, that wakes it up. We can then test fire it. As we do there, it's in master mode here on the switch. So we've got on, which is master mode, and then we've got remote, and then off. On this one, we can select how we're actually going to trigger the flash. So at the moment it's in TTL mode, and then just by tapping that, and then we can select from there what mode we want to put it in. So it's going through the different radio signals and hot shoe signals for triggering the flash on there. We have the OK button in the middle. We have the wheel, so we can make our selection, and let's just put that back into TTL. Here we have the strobe effect, giving the series of pulse lights. There we go, which, as I said previously, you can use to find out where your highlights are and your shadows. And then we've got the information, which then brings up this menu here, so we can select what mode it's going to go into, and quite a few other things. This is when you would start to use the wheel. Okay, on here we have the menu button, so you can reset, you can do pairing, select the channels or set the channels up, you can put a pin number in. So that's just accessing all of the menus that you might possibly need. So just press that again, take it back. Now I tend to use these in remote mode, and then I trigger it using the flash on the D810. So as you can see, mine here on this particular one is set up on channel 1, and it's group A. Now I can change that quite easily by going into information, and then straight away it comes up with channel and group. So if I want to select any of those, I can just press the OK button, turn this round, and that takes it round. OK again to confirm my selection. Okay, the other way of actually doing that would be to use the actual wheel. Now as you can see on mode, you can press and then turn, and that will just take you into whichever group, or again whichever channel that you want. Okay, normally I just set these up and they're ready to go in my bag, so I'll have one set up on group A, channel 1, then I might have another one set up on group B, channel 1, and then I'll have on the camera I'll have A set up as full power, B set up as half power. So all I've got to do then is just walk around with the speed lights and change the grouping on there to determine whether or not I'm going to put it on full power or half power. So that is a quick look at all the buttons on the back of the SB5000. Just some technical information about the SB5000. As I said previously, it's radio controlled, so I can actually use these hidden behind walls. It doesn't have to be in line of sight, so they can be triggered by the radio wave through any walls, which is great. The radio controlled speed lights, the signals actually work up to 30 meters away, which is plenty for me. I don't normally have to use them up to that distance. They're unaffected by strong sunlight. Now that is a big advantage, because sometimes you go into a room where there's plenty of windows, and in the summer if the sun's coming through really strong because it just happens to be in the wrong place and I can't go back at any other time. If I was just using the line of sight CLS, then it may not trigger the flash, but with the radio wave, the radio signal, there's no problem at all with that, which is brilliant. Yeah, so that covers the Nikon Creative Live system. It will also trigger the SB900 that I have, which is another advantage, but that doesn't work on the radio signal. That will only be used through line of sight. So as long as I've got one of them connected line of sight to my SB900, that's fine. And it also has the new Nikon cooling system. So if you are in the position where you want to shoot rapidly with the flash, then you won't have the problems that the SB900 used to suffer from. I have to say, the work that I do, I don't need that. I've never had that problem with the SB900 overheating, so I'm unaffected by it. With the head, it covers from 24 to 200mm on the zoom, so the actual SB5000 speedlight will zoom in the head, and that's between 24 and 200mm, and then it's got the little cover, the panel that pops out from the top, and that takes it down to 14mm. It will shoot in ITTL, auto aperture, distance priority manual, and repeating. Now repeating can be useful if you're lighting something and you want to see where your shadows are falling. Just put the speed light into repeating mode. It fires in quick succession a series of pulses of flash, bang 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 bang. So then as your eyes quickly adjust, you can see where the light is and where your shadows are falling. Some of the other functions are auto FP high speed sync, FP lock, slow sync, red eye reduction, rear curtain sync, and exposure compensation. I tend to use these in manual all the time. My camera's on manual, my guns are on manual, and I even use a separate light meter, even though I'm using a D810 to take my property pictures. And it's, as I showed you before, it's got the swivel and tilt head. So those are the main highlights of the SB5000. Personally, I think it's a great gun. Yes, it's expensive. Its build quality is good. It's a dependable light. It's a consistent light every time I use it. So that's something I don't have to worry about. And when it comes to colour balance, when shooting properties, that's quite important. So that in brief then is the SB5000 5000 speed light from Nikon. Great versatile flash gun. I've got two of these now. When I go into properties, I sometimes want to light more than one room so that they don't look dark from the main room that I'm actually covering. So I've got two SB5000s and an SB900 which I use. I might just walk around with one of them, just pointing it in dark corners that I want to illuminate, whereas the others might be situated in rooms, as I said, or near windows, on stands, and then I'll use the on-camera flash to trigger all of those, and then I'll use the WR10, which I did a video on not long ago, to actually trigger the camera, trigger the flash, and so everything's lit. Hopefully right first time, but sometimes it's a bit of trial and error. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, maybe leave a comment, and give me a thumbs up. Thank you. Bye bye.